Hi there, Susan Baker here. Just quick, as I've had a lot of families asking, how do you actually get those essential nutrients into your kids, specifically the most important supplements? And I'm going to loop this back into the current event that's happening called the Nutrition and Behavior Link. So you'll be able to watch it there as well. You guys know I'm all about nutrition, and the reality is that we do what we can with our kids to get them to eat well, but the world we live in is busy and food is processed in a different way, and I truly believe that ourselves and our kids need an extra boost. I do not subscribe to a long list of supplements. It's a very short and simple list so that we can be successful and compliance is high. For most kids, 90% of them, they're good with the classic, chewable or a gummy. My daughter takes probiotics in a tablet and chews them. The fruit and veggie supplement called Juice Plus, which is the veggie and the fruit chewables. Delicious. In fact, she used to pretend to be sick so that she could get more vitamins. And then even vitamin D3 drops, right? I mean, you can chase your kids around, put them under the tongue, easy. But for many kids, including my son, texture is an issue, or compliance in general. And so we want to come up with a few strategies up our sleeve so that we can, really make them successful and give them that extra boost. So for some, I'm going to go through a few suggestions. For some, you can actually start with first and then. It's actually a behavior strategy where you say first we take our vitamins and then we have whatever the treat is, right? And so it could be first you take your chews and then you get whatever. The family decides. Other children may need to actually look at it, touch it, lick it, play with it a bit before they actually get used to the idea of this going into their mouth. That's like with many of the other foods as well that you might want them to try. Another trick is you can actually dissolve these into water. A little bit of water in a glass, it'll dissolve into almost like a little juice, and kids can drink that back. But for some, my son he only drinks water, so he wouldn't have anything like that. For some families, they'll actually go directly to using the capsules. So typically the adults take the capsule. So there's a veggie capsule, right? Adults will take those. Some kids will take those. But what families can do is actually play with the powder that's inside the capsule. So you can open up the capsule and sprinkle it right into their food. So for some kids, you can sprinkle it into their applesauce. There's like a green line, it could be the purple fruit line, and stir it in there. Maybe into coconut ice cream, or even into their meal, like in a meat sauce. That would work as well. Some families will put it into a smoothie and the kids will drink back the smoothie. Now, for many kids on the autism spectrum, like my own 10-year-old son, they'll catch all of that. And so I had to get really creative and get right to the point where I'm putting these into his mouth in a different way, and I'll share that strategy with you in a second. But here's the part where I believe we as parents need to be totally sold on our convictions. So we need to believe as parents, and it may not be everybody, this is my belief, that this stuff matters. That these essential supplements, this fruit and veg nutrition will benefit our child. And that because of that, that's what drives us. That's where we persist. And that's how it was with me. I was not going to give up. And I had every reason to. So I'm going to tell you really quickly what ended up happening with me, and I recommend this to a lot of Spectrum families. I take all of Andrew's essential supplements, I open them up, and I put them into a glass jar. So you'll see here, there's the veggie powders in there, and a few of his other supplements. So with my son, he takes a few other things. I add a little bit of an organic juice, just a tiny bit, and I actually shake it up into the jar. I then pull it into a plastic syringe. I draw it right into the syringe and I shoot it into his mouth. Ask me how that went over the first time, okay? Not well. This is why you have to be sold on your convictions. There was supplement juice all over the cupboards, all over the floor, all over me, all over him. I was crying, he was fighting me, and that didn't stop, I'm not gonna lie. It was probably 6 to 8 weeks, probably 2 months of me persisting. And then it got easier. He knew I wasn't going away. And that's right around the corner where I started to see things shift with him as well. So, and I've told the story with some people before, I'll keep it short. We changed a few things in his diet. We cut out a lot of the carbohydrates, mainly in the form of grains and sugars, and we stuck to a very healthy, whole foods, paleo-based diet. Lots of healthy fats from nuts and seeds. I bake with that, anyway, you gotta find recipes in that area. Lots of fruits and vegetables, and then these essential supplements we put into his diet. So the amazing probiotics, the fruit and vegetable concentrate in the form of Juice Plus, as well as a few other supplements. And it was around the 2 month to 3 month mark where I came into the kitchen one day, and there he was sitting at the island with the fridge door wide open, eating a bag of raw carrots for the first time. And my jaw dropped. I was just in awe. I was like, what is going on? I actually snapped a photo. I still have it because I was just like, what is going on? And that was the beginning, and things continued since then. So his repertoire and his tolerance for foods and for textures expanded. And I really truly believe it's because we gave him concentrated nutrients that his body needed and therefore used to almost start to crave or be tolerant of what he knew he needed in the diet. It sounds idealistic, but I see it I saw it with my own child, and I see it all the time with other families. So anyway, that's really it in a nutshell. I really strongly encourage all parents, even with their picky, challenging children who do have real sensory challenges, that they persist. Really, it's just up to you to decide that this is important enough, that you believe that this will make a difference enough that mama or dada isn't going away. And that's how it went for us. So I encourage you all to stick with that. In the long term, it really does make a difference. My son is one of the best eaters of all kids, typical or not, that I know. So, and I truly believe it's because he got some real, and continues to get some amazing concentrated nutrition into his body. I leave you with that. Please feel free to get in touch with me or whomever shared this link with you so that you can find out more information about how to get that stuff into your child's body. All right, all the best.